all but certain the dose is in fact fine, the patient is, after all, on an experimental protocol which justifies the high dose. She heads for the cart, gets the med, and goes toward the patient's bed. Quite far from the urban hospital, a young pilot in a military training flight notices that his senior officer might have made a crucial misjudgment. He lets the moment go by. Far from both of those stories, a senior executive who has recently been hired by a very successful consumer products company to join the top management team has grave reservations about a planned takeover. New to the team, feeling like an outsider, everyone else is so enthusiastic about the plan, he doesn't say anything. These are 3 episodes of workplace silence when voice was necessary. Voice would have been helpful. As a learning problem, not an execution problem. Recognize, make explicit that there is enormous uncertainty ahead and enormous interdependence. Given those 2 things, we've never been here before. We can't know what will happen. We've got to have everybody's brains and voices in the game. That creates the rationale for speaking up. Second, acknowledge your own fallibility, right? You're fallible. Say simple things like, I may miss something. I need to hear from you. This goes, by the way, for subordinates and colleagues, peers alike. That creates more safety for speaking up. And third, model curiosity. Ask a lot of questions. That actually creates a necessity for voice. And so these 3 simple things can go a long way toward creating the kind of workplace where we can avoid the catastrophes you saw coming in those 3 opening videos. And I wish more managers were worried about it too. Right? If you're only talking about people's accountability for excellence and not making sure they're not afraid to talk to each other, then they're in the anxiety zone. This is where the nurse was. This is where that young pilot was. Even the senior executive was in this place, and that's a very dangerous place to be. So, of course, where do I want you to be? I want you to be high, in the learning zone. And let me just say, in case it wasn't clear yet, that this is also one and the same as the high performance zone as long as there's uncertainty and interdependence. If you have no uncertainty and no interdependence, it's fine. You don't need psychological safety, really. It's fun to have, but not necessary. But if you have both uncertainty and interdependence, it's absolutely vital that you have psychological safety. So the workplace out there, the complexity, the interdependence, it's not going to go away anytime soon. We need people to bring their absolute full selves to the challenging jobs ahead. And I hope you will help me create those kinds of workplaces so that they can learn and become their full and most contributing selves.